the 18 WJTS News, I'm Charlotte Olson. The Jasper City Council held their regular meeting last night at the Jasper City Hall. The council heard from several presentations and an update on the Parkland project to drug activity within the county. Police Chief Nathan Schmidt addressed the council to request funds to replace the COPS grant that was budgeted for 2018 due to the department not receiving the grant. The new additional funds for the 2018 budget will come from the cigarette tax fund, which will be used to pay for the salary of an additional police officer designated for drug enforcement. So far this year, Jasper's Police K-9 unit officer has made 71 drug-related arrests. Schmidt stressed the seriousness of the growing drug epidemic.
We're seeing, when I first started, we never seen heroin in Jasper, and now it's a regular occurrence for our guys.
Schmidt told the council that they have been ongoing dialogue and cooperations between the county and also the city of Huntingburg. And within those conversations, it's been about joining drug enforcement officers to form a task force that would better combat the growing problem. The council approved the request. And also, in an update on the Parklands project, Jasper Park and Recreation Board President Roger Seger presented the council with information that was in regards to budgeting and also in regards to project development of the site. It featured a walking trail, splash park, playground, exercise pods, and even a waterfall. The park is slated to be a significant addition to the quality of life here in Jasper, and it was noted that a few roadblocks have popped up between having to repaint a bridge and also some difficulty with building a well for the waterways. However, everything is officially coming together as the council viewed a slideshow of the work so far. Seger says that for the amount of funds that were allocated and the quality of work that has been done, the project hasn't gone very far off budget.
We're about, I'm going to say 80% complete with this park, or 90% complete with the park. And again, I can't say enough for the Hafer Group and Jasper Lumber. A $5.3, $5.4 million project, and now our contingencies that we are to date are over is approximately $40,000. So that's amazing. You can do a project of that magnitude and only be over $40-some thousand. So.
Currently, the project is on track to be completed by May. Though Seger did caution that with the newly seeded grass and also with the wildflowers, it will take a year or two to grow the beauty that has officially been planned for the parklands. In other council business, a public hearing was officially held for an ordinance to help revise electric rates for the city of Jasper, which did officially pass. Potentially, the average residential customer could see an 8.7% decrease coming to their electrical bill in February of the upcoming year. The reason for this decrease has to do with the Indiana Municipal Power Agency, and they are lowering some costs, and they are also helping with a reduction in capital expenditure projects for the city in recent years will also decrease those rates. Fixed monthly facility charges will increase along with the demand charge, and while the variable energy charge will decrease. Demand customers, usually industrial, that see huge peak usages will see an increase, though there are incentives to help improve their load factor. This is all a part of an effort by the utility board to help carve out fixed costs, which make up about 10% of rate users' bills. 5 years ago, the board previously looked into this issue, and they decided to not move forward due to potential of the rates rising significantly. However, the board, with the state's Municipal Power Agency, have decided that lowering electric costs is a new opportunity, and it was officially presented. Jasper Utility Board member and also Electric Commissioner Wayne Sheeter spoke to the council about the perception of the rate change.
Over the next 3 years, these fixed costs will be carved out. That might result in a few people's bills going back up over the next 3 years, and I think there's a perception that the rates are going to go down and stay down, so my bill will go down and stay down. It may not, but it may not go up that high.
In 3 years, another rate study will be conducted to look at how the rate changes have worked for the city's electric utilities. A Forest Park High School student has been named this year's Lilly Endowment Scholar. Connor Lubehusen, a senior at Forest Park High School, is the recipient of a 4-year full tuition scholarship as the DuBois County Community Foundation's 2018 Lilly Endowment Community Scholar. Connor Lubehusen will receive full tuition to any accredited Indiana public or any Indiana accredited private nonprofit college or university of his choice, and also a $900 yearly stipend for required books and equipment. Connor is the son of Chris and Angela Lubehusen, and he will attend the University of Evansville, and he also plans to major in computer engineering. The Community Foundation's Scholarship Oversight Committee, which did submit the recommendation of the nominee, and also alternates to Independent Colleges of Indiana Incorporated, which is the statewide scholarship administrator for the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship Program. For final selections of the recipient, it was made and released to the DuBois County Community Foundation. Independent Colleges of Indiana Incorporated, which is a nonprofit corporation, it also represents 31 regionally accredited degree granting nonprofit, both private colleges and also universities in the state. To date, the Lilly Endowment has awarded over $372 million for tuition and book stipends to Indiana students. The beginning of 2018 could hold a new future for the former Otwell Elementary School, as the Pike County School Board filed an intent to reclaim the property with the idea of starting an alternative to suspension program in the now vacant building. The Pike County School Board agreed to file a notice of intent to reclaim the former Otwell Elementary School building. And with this intent, it is the purpose of starting an alternative to suspension school. So the school corporation was given 2 years to also reclaim the Otwell Elementary building for classroom instruction after it was placed on the list of unused buildings. And you can get on that list by the Department of Education, and it was placed on the list in August of last year. The proposed program would serve in lieu of out-of-school suspension and would allow students who need to be removed from the school setting an opportunity to continue working on their schoolwork and school assignments. Students may be assigned to the program for 1 to 10 days as necessary in compliance with the school's student conduct code. And according to the notice of intent to reclaim the Otwell Elementary building, the date of reclamation for the building has been set as January the 3rd of 2018, with classroom instruction to begin on January the 8th, 2018. The sentencing of 2 Louisville area residents in federal court occurred this week after their roles in an elaborate scheme to steal victims' identities and make use of fraudulent credit cards. In December of 2015, the Jasper, Indiana Police Department officially received information that a victim had her credit card information compromised. Law enforcement later learned that 30-year-old Roberto Monner of Louisville installed a card skimming machine at gas stations within the Jasper area. Using this skimming device, he was able to obtain information from the credit card, and then he used that information and downloaded it onto other stolen or counterfeit cards to make illegal purchases. Monner and his partner in crime, 45-year-old Andiaz Herrera, used the counterfeit and stolen cards to make purchases worth thousands of dollars in the Jasper area for items such as gift cards, cartons of cigarettes, and other personal items. The investigation revealed that hundreds of individuals had their credit card information stolen. Monner was sentenced to 48 months imprisonment by the U.S. District Judge Richard L. Young. This sentence came on Wednesday after he pleaded guilty to conspiracy to possess counterfeit or unauthorized access devices, possession of counterfeited or unauthorized access devices, conspiracy to produce, use, and traffic in 1 or more counterfeit access devices, possession of device-making equipment, and also he was charged with aggravated identity theft. In November of this year, Herrera was sentenced to 48 months imprisonment, also by Judge Young, for the same charges. According to Assistant United States Attorney Kyle Sawa, who prosecuted the case for the government, Monner and also Herrera must each serve 3 years of supervised release after their sentences and also make restitution to the known victims in the case. U.S. Attorney Josh Minkler said that identity theft is one of the fastest growing crimes in the United States, and those who prey on citizens and steal their identity will be held accountable. This case was investigated by the United States Secret Service, FBI, and the Jasper, Indiana Police Department. And make sure you keep it right here, because up next we're going to take a look at your weather summary.